What is up, gamers? Welcome back in. Another pick them's video coming your way, of course. We'll check in with the opening stage. Listen, man, it didn't go too hot. It did not go too hot. We only got 3. Wait, no. Yeah. I mean, I guess. This is what happened, not mine. Is there a way... Okay, here we go. So this is what I went with, obviously. Yeah, we only got 3. It's a little unfortunate. I had 2 come down to the wire. Rare Atom fucked everybody's pick'ems and then just left. Fnatic kind of fucked everybody's pick'ems and just went in the bin entirely, which is crazy. But yeah, I mean, look, if I'd have swapped Liquid and Big, which, you know, is very feasible, then I would have been in. So, you know, but whatever. Excuses, right? Excuses. Excuses. We are now on to the elimination stage. The naming is very nice. It's much easier to understand now. And it is serious business. I've got the Counter-Strike hat on, you know? So, yeah. Cowboy hat's been semi-retired. Will it make a return? Don't know. But, yeah, we did quite well on the first one, actually. A few hundred views. That's nice. It's kind of nice. So thank you very much for watching, if you did. And if you're back, you know, leave a like. If you're not subscribed, because only 1% of you guys subscribe, apparently. I don't know if that's true. I haven't checked, but I feel like that's what everyone says. Just to try and get you to feel sorry for me, so you will actually subscribe if you're not. Yeah, so let's have a look here. Let's have a little look in the kook book. Can you see, like... What are the people? Okay, no, that's just a profile. Can you see, like... Okay, so I'm 2, and I'm only on for... the gold? Is that what that's saying? And then all these people, good for them, still on for diamond. Good for them. Okay. So... Let's have a little look here. We've got... a pretty stacked elimination stage, actually. This is going to be hard to predict. The 2... Let's see. There's maybe... We'll leave the top side for now. In terms of the eliminations, I think there's a few teams that do stick out here. Game Legion being one of them. 3D Max being another one. You know, they've obviously done very, very well at the RMR to get through to this stage. Skip a stage, as it were. Wildcard is another that stands out. You know, teams like MIBR, Pain, this is usually where in an international tournament you'd expect them to start hitting some serious roadblocks. Mongols have got a lot of hype behind them, but still also tend to struggle when they come up against some of the scarier teams in the world. Generally, when I do this sort of thing, I don't check the matchups like beforehand or whatever, or, you know, go on majors.im and see what the predicted matchups are and stuff like that. I think we do have the matchups out there, I'm pretty sure. So, anyway, I don't do none of that. But I think a team like Mongols, if they have a tough one early on, which they may well, just because of, you know, where the system is and where they've placed in the Busholtz and all that sort of stuff, we might want them higher than Heroic, 3D Max, maybe even Mao's, you could say, in current form, but that's not where they're at. So, in terms of the O3, the obvious picks to me would be Wildcard, Game Legion, just based on how they got here and how they have performed. Some of the sentiments, you know, I watched obviously a lot of the games and I saw Ash like giving interviews and stuff. They're pretty happy to make it this far, right? Like I think the Org is happy for them to be in the major, get the sticker money. Org, like Game Legion, you know, they trade players off and stuff like that. That's how they stick around. And then I think the players are very happy to have made it to this stage. Wildcard, same kind of energy, really. So, for me, I think one of them has got to be in the O3. I'm going to go Wildcard. I think Wildcard's got to be in there as well. And what I am going to do is, you know, maybe learn my lesson. Cloud9 was wacky, let's be real. That's fair. I think if I'm to stay in contention, I'm going to need at least a gold, guys. Diamond is hard. Diamond is hard now because of this fucking change to the 3-1-3-2. Diamond is hard. But gold, you know, is like, I know what I'm talking about. Maybe got a bit unlucky on a couple of matchups, which I did. I'm not going to hear okay, I got two teams. I went the wrong way, kind of, on the on the matchups. I got complexity, got passion UA, and then I fucking, in the old system it would have been even more heartbreaking. I would have been 4 out of 5, but whatever. Anyway, the other 03. I think, again, Gamer Legion is the one that makes a lot of sense. 3D Max you could also throw in there. Have they overperformed at the RMR? Can they keep that up? I don't think so, but they might get a win. Game Legion are also in a camp where they might get a win. So you really do have to take like an educated stab. Fury is another team that maybe fits in there for me. MIBR maybe another team that fits in there for me as well. So many people going wildcard 3D Max from what I've seen. I'm gonna go Fury. I don't think it's super crazy, but I also don't really like the way this team looks. Fallen struggling a lot for me. I think that, a lot of it is off of like K-Serato and Yuri performing well, which they don't seem to be able to do as consistently in CS2 as they were in Go. So yeah, okay. We'll go 3-0 next, and this is also a bit tough because you've got Spirit, great year for them, breakout year for obviously Donk, but like the team in general and what they're capable of. Not quite been able to keep up into like the second half of the season. Great start to the first half of the season, great finish to the first half of the season. Not really been able to keep up with that. So I don't know that they'll go 3-0, but this is the major, Solid shoo-in's got to be Na'Vi. Since winning Copenhagen, they have looked like the best team in the world. Most consistently, still not era type conversation, but they have, kept it together for the most part. And then you've got like a random Vitality Cologne win in there, The other team that's coming off of like a large springboard, it does feel like, G2 would be your other squad that kind of gets in there. I think I'm gonna go Vitality here, actually. Just because I do see G2 dropping a game to like Gamer Legion or Pain or someone. And I think beyond all these, got to put FaZe in, I've got to put Mouse in. They just feel like shoo-ins, the way they play, the way they generally tend to perform well is at this level of the tournament, and then they'll struggle, moving forwards. Probably got to put the Mongols in. I'm pretty hard sold on the Mongols. We enjoy the Mongols. They're a lot of fun. Great opening stage. No hiccups. Thus great RMR, as you would definitely expect the RMR to go well. But no hiccups thus far. Then it gets a little harder. Okay. So G2, again, I think will qualify. And then I think Spirit will qualify. I mean, maybe it doesn't get harder. What the hell? But it's like, it's pretty crazy, because one of these teams could screw the other, and it just takes one wacky result in here, from these kind of remaining teams. You've got like Liquid and Heroic definitely towards the top end of these remaining teams. Could maybe make a conversation for Liquid's ceiling, and capabilities at this level of tournament, and the experience of their players maybe being a little bit higher than the likes of the Mongols. Could kind of apply that same argument to Spirit before this year, but I don't think so now. And then, yeah, it's like, is it going to be someone wild? It should be Liquid. These 8 teams, if I put Liquid in here, these 8 teams qualifying to the playoffs makes the most sense. Like, come on. It's just sort of like, what order are they going to be in? Who's getting the 3-0s? But these 6 teams, these 8 like this, should easily qualify. Am I crazy? I think, I maybe went a little bit crazy, but there's got to also, you feel, be a team in here that's going to get upset, Heroic could squeak it out. They've had that little smidge, that little pick-up in form in the RMRs. Pain are sort of the most, for me, well-drilled team out of these remainders, you know, that could potentially squeak it out, but do they quite have the firepower? We don't rightly know, you know. It's like, regionally, yeah. Maybe so do MIBR, but on an international stage, not as tested. MIBR did really well at Pro League, so it's like, can they tap back into that and, you know, screw the pooch a little bit, take one of these teams down early, and then sort of sneak through as FaZe knocks out Mouse or whatever, and MIBR have to play Game of Legion to qualify. It is tough. It is tough, but I'm not going to go on those. I've maybe just sort. No. I don't feel super comfortable. I don't know. Okay, listen. I'm gonna stick with this. This to me makes the most sense. Obviously, there's arguments here. I know some people put G2 up here. Spirit could go up here for sure. Someone like Mouse could be a team that, you know, gets slightly overlooked when Navi's playing G. If you know what I mean, like with the top dogs in this elimination stage here, Mouse could be a team that just go under the radar ever so slightly. You know, they think they've got them figured out. They think they know how to play Mouse, but, you know, coming into this tournament, is that the case? Because this is where it always gets really, really interesting. Obviously, everybody plays in the RMRs, but it's like that saving strats kind of argument. And I think that, you know, Na'Vi Vitality especially will have been doing shit like that. G2 probably as well. It's tough. It's tough. But we're going to stick with this because this, for me, in my head, logically makes the most sense. And maybe I applied a little more heart over here. Again, I think it's unlucky, but it's like, yeah, maybe if I put like Imperial hit, but even then I needed one more, you know, I needed one more out of here, and unfortunately they did not quite deliver. But then they did, but in the wrong fucking order. Stinky, very stinky. Anyway, locking it in. That's going to be that. So, still on for the gold. Obviously, a little bit of a gauntlet to get the gold now, of course. But, yeah, that'll be that. And that's the, you know, gold / diamond / elimination stage formula. Make sure you watch and subscribe and like and, you know, share it to all your friends. You remember when people used to say that? Oh, share it to your friends on Facebook, man. Share it to your friends on Facebook, please. All right. Anyway, gamers, thank you very much for watching. And that will be that. Catch you in the next one.